Welcome to episode 8, I believe, of the Incompass podcast. I'm your host, Elijah, and I'm joined by Ivan, Austin, and Tramp, our DLC Ghent champion. We are going to talk about Ghent today, but before we get into that, yes, congratulations, Tramp. But before we get into that, why don't we just go through our weeks? How have you guys been? Austin, what's going on in Red Yellow World?
Oh, Red Yellow World. Red Yellow World is a struggle, I tell you. I didn't get to talk about it last week too much, but for the tournament that we went to in Oakville, Canada, Red Yellow, like a song focus list with the Whisper Aerial and tons of grab your bows, like Della's, Cood to like cheat out the big characters with Ruben and Mulan as like a board wipe package too. There's a lot going on in it, but it was really fun, and it was really fun to play against like the meta field. And then at that tournament, I did not face the meta field I was hoping to, which would be like dogs and blurple. It was blue steels and red purples that I faced all day, and one amber steel aggro. That was the only aggro list I faced all of our Swiss rounds. So that was fun. I wanted to change it up a bit, so then I went back to like a sensor core focus list this week. Still with like a Cood to cheat some things out slightly early, but mostly focused around Rapunzel's tower for all the steel and like purple damage shenanigans moving. And then not a single meta relevant list was played at locals this week, outside of like Marty's purple yellow kinda. But there was so much blue red that I got stomped by.
Well, wait, you said there was no aggro?
And I said there was no like meta
Oh,
relevant
Metaro. Well, I mean, Sarah was playing Amber
like,
Steel.
yeah, I didn't face her though.
Oh, okay, fair. Then it doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
I faced blue red
I feel like it's a
combo.
variant too, so it's not like it's like a mainstream one. It's like a variant
Or
Amber
yeah,
Steel.
yeah, definitely. I guess if you don't include Marty and Sarah's lists that were the most meta.
I don't know. Mine's pretty
shaped,
meta.
kind of. Yours is pretty meta, yeah. So I lost to Ruby, Sapphire, Tamatoa, Ward, boost shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
That was the closest games of the night. And then I got stomped by some guy playing Powerline full combo, where he went full combo at least once, and then like halfway combo the second time.
Yeah, no comment.
There's nothing, and I didn't have a turn 1, 2, or 3 play that was relevant.
That was, yeah.
That
Would
was
it have
tragic.
made that much of a difference? I'm not sure.
Nope, not in the slightest. And then my third round was against Ruby Steel, where it was, I get my Rapunzel's Tower out, but I have Scrooge McDuck that's hitting, the red one that you could boost for health, that was hitting for 5, and then the Steel Zeus that gets boosted and hits for 4. It's like, oh, my tower's just dead when I put it into play. That's nice. And then hit with Light the Fuse and Strengths, and I was like, this is just not it. No.
Who was on Ruby Steel?
That was Dan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I didn't even see this deck in the room.
Oh,
Okay.
because he was at the bottom tables with me.
Oh, right. And I was at the top tables with
You're at the top of the
Powerline.
tables. So we're trying a different Ruby Amber tomorrow. I'm going to talk more about it when we get into the main topic. But yeah, we're going to go with that.
Ivan, how about you?
I think since last week, all I did was. Oh, did I go to Pallet Town last week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember what you did though.
What did I play?
Oh yeah, you played against
I
me.
I played John Smith's Compass.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I wanted to play what I ended up playing yesterday, which was a Wreck-It Ralph blue-red. But I forgot all of the red cards, so the only deck I had on me that was like built already. It was amber steel, and I was like, I already tested this out. But I had my fun with John Smith Compass. I think I just need to move on to something else and try something else. That's just kind of the mood that I'm in. So I got to take that deck apart a little bit. Uh, from that, yesterday I tried the Wreck-It Ralph Blue Red, which honestly it tests out really well against the meta, but as it turns out, our locals all decided to say, "What meta?" So it's like there was no like blurple players. There wasn't really that many purple players to begin with. It was like Marty on yellow purple, and I guess Debbie was on like a purple yellow aggro, which I didn't even see. But uh, round one was against yourself, Eli. Power line. Not the best matchup in the world because I need to be able to remove power line, and I don't really have anything for that in the Wreck-It Ralph build. Versus you have single target removal, which is all I have is single targets for you to remove. So, but I mean, overall, it kind of did what I wanted it to do. I did get a chance to play test with uh, Austin before the tournament started, and it was like you could see where the combos are. Like the pieces are there; they just need to kind of fall into place a little bit. David Xanatos definitely stepping it up with the um,
Yeah,
item drawing me a card off of that.
That was
that
interesting,
was big.
yes.
No, it's there. It just needs a bit of work. I think I'm going to end up putting Let It Goes in there just because I do need removal besides Wreck It Ralph.
Right.
Um, but honestly, wasn't too bad. Um, Wreck-It Ralph is actually a lot of fun to just blow up the field. Typically can take out obviously anything on 7 drop that's 3 strength. If I happen to have a extra ink, it can take out 4s. So definitely kind of fun to do that. It's still not as efficient. And I think we're going to get into this discussion a little bit later as far as like, okay, we can have fun with these decks, but what ends up being the meta?
Mm.
And we'll go into that. But that's my week. Got stuck with John Smith's Compass again. And this week we tried out Wreck-It Ralph. And I also created the evil deck. More on that later.
Oh.
Yeah, you're public enemy number one now. Um, sorry, he's been
You're not allowed to
demoted.
just
He's
take my
been
title
demoted
like that.
to public enemy number 2.
I guess when you go 0-3 2 weeks in a row, yeah, you're no longer could be considered that.
Right. Okay. Anyway, I
Elijah, yeah, what about
anyway
you?
my my week. I brought Powerline, but Wednesday I brought Purple Steel, and I think that like I've been playing it with the Angels and the Yzma, and it's fine, it's cool, but I think like as we're saying, our meta isn't, or our local meta isn't very like real meta, like the overall meta of the game. So I find that getting reps with Purple Steel into these off meta decks is like sometimes not as beneficial for my actual testing, just because like, and that's like no offense to our local meta, like I don't mean that in a bad
Yeah,
way.
not at all. Yeah.
it's it's just like,
It was impressive, if anything.
yeah, no, it's very cool, and it allows me to play Powerline, which I enjoy doing, and I would rather do that. It's just like I get uh I get my meta reps on Fight Club, and then I get, and then like I don't know. I'm kind of sick of playing Purple Steel right now if it's not just into the meta to like get those reps, if you know what I mean. So like when I go to League, I just kind of want to play something fun. So yeah, we're back to a fun deck, I guess. So I played Powerline, and I had an epiphany. I was like, so the deck is only really good when it's quad Liloing. So what if I just make it quad Lilo as consistently as possible? So I built the list to do that, and it like kind of worked. 2-1 is like pretty good. Uh, I don't know. I'm not leaking the sauce yet. I'll tune it more. But I don't. It was fun. It's very fun to just have your opponent just go, "Oh, okay," and then sit back and then start scrolling on their phone while you're doing your whole thing because you look through all of the cards in your deck. Like when I was playing against Austin, I sent a Lilo on turn 3 to the bottom, and then on turn 4, I had gone through my entire deck and seen it again. I think something like that.
Yeah,
That's
It,
pretty
yeah.
wild.
You did all 4 down in New Orleans with some dinos mixed in there, and I think off the last
oh, you mean dig? Yeah, yeah,
dino
yeah,
you were
4 digs.
yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, 4 digs, and then off of the last dino you did, you're like, I've seen the whole deck, and I've looped my way back around from your first developer brain, and I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty
And then
cool.
you had 4 Lilos in play, I think a Goofy
A Goofy, a
and
couple of
your
foos, I
power
think.
line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
Yep.
It's weird. It
Yep.
can
And it was
it can
like,
pop off.
and then you had in between there, you had like let it go my board, like
Right.
once or
Just to
twice.
stall.
So I was like, just and I was like, oh okay, yeah, I have 1 character left in play, and you have 14 lore presented.
Hmm.
Good job, good game.
I think the only reason like I'm actually like still looking at this deck is because like for purple steel to deal with it, like I don't actually know how steel deals with it if I drop power line on 2 and then power line on 3 and then shift power line on 4 because they can fire the cannons the first one, then they can double fire the cannons the second one, I guess. Like if they're playing fire the cannons, but if they're waiting till turn 3 to strength, they're only strengthening one of the power lines. So if I can get the combo to combo, Purple Seal can't really do anything. If I get the combo to combo, I think the only way Blurple deals with it is going like Isis into Elsa. Uh,
This scenario like you going first, you mean?
yeah. I
Yeah.
guess like
Okay. Because for
yeah, I
purple
guess
steel
Purple Steel they
specifically,
could
like
play Isis.
going second, they just have to do like 3 drop into Angel. Angel snipes the first one, and then they could strength the
Sing
second one.
Strength, gotcha. Yeah, that's true. Um,
But you just go
but yeah,
first. You win those coin
but yeah,
flips.
I go first, and then you just combo. Uh, I don't know. It's fun. It was cool to try. I'm gonna probably try it tomorrow. We'll see.
Oh.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't really want to play Purple Steel. I'm kind of over it. And we'll talk about it later. It didn't do that well. So maybe I'll have to switch decks and then get reps on something else. Um, and then Tramp, how was your weekend?
I won championship.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
I drew like so many cards.
16 of 32.
No, I'm looking through the numbers. I think it was only 14. Somebody had that wrong. Or the graphics were wrong. Anyway, before we get into the main topic, and I had a different question for the question of the episode, but I have a new one. So surprise. Um, I'm coming up with my own. Is green yellow dogs an aggro deck? Yes or no?
Oh no, he's freestyling.
Mm.
It depends. Is my answer.
Austin?
As it currently stands, I would say the answer is no. Because like, what do you define as an aggro deck? An aggro deck is I'm putting out like characters that help me win the game as fast as possible, and hopefully you do not have the answers to like stop me from winning the game, right? You're not trying to draw the game out to like a conclusion where like, okay, I know I can quest here and win, like which most control decks do. They control the board until they know they could win, and then they start questing and they try to win in like 2 to 3 turns. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So like in traditional aggro sense, what you would do with purple yellow back in the day is, oh, I have all my characters draw a card when they're banished, hopefully, or you had when Amethyst Chronicon got introduced, it's like I'm just drawing so many cards and putting down all this lore that hopefully you can't answer it, and then eventually I just have enough lore burn with cards like Gather Knowledge Wisdom, the 2-drop that gains a lore whenever you have an exert character in play, White Rose, like all those cards. I consider that to be aggro. What green yellow is currently doing is more akin to not control is maybe a bad word to use. It certainly can feel like that, but
It is a bad word to use.
It's combo. It's a combo deck inherently.
Yeah.
But it's a combo deck that is very consistent at what it does,
mm-hmm.
and allows them to win the game, right? Like undisturbed.
Yeah.
So like either they combo into Under the Sea, which is more of like a control strategy, right? So they get the tramp, they hit their Dellas on one of your guys, Under the Sea, most of your guys, and that's like, oh, I did a control strategy, but also I have 10 lore on the board, so
right.
I win in 2 turns.
So it's just an aggro deck. Okay, so
but it's not. It's
no.
Not an aggro
Okay,
deck.
okay,
It's just
okay.
I
No.
controlled the board.
This,
I controlled the board until I could win the game, and I just happened to win the game in 2 turns.
Yeah. Okay. Yes and no, because you're right.
But then the Chronicon version seems a little more like, yeah, I'm an aggro deck. You can't stop me.
But a lot of lists are playing both.
But then the fact that they can switch between both, whatever matchup they need to, and they can consistently do that, is where it's hard to define.
Yeah. So I've been hearing a lot of this. Oh, Dogs is not an aggro deck. No.
I wouldn't say it's not an aggro deck.
Don't you dare say that
It's
about
just
my
hard to say.
Dogs deck. It's not an aggro deck. Are you playing Daisy? Sometimes. You're playing Willow to play another character, to play a Tramp, to play a bunch of other characters. Your Lady is getting back your 1-drop, play more characters. I think people need to start looking at this as an aggro combo deck, because you are winning the game as fast as possible. It's just the best way to do that is to leave your characters up and then sing Under the Sea, and that's your combo. But you're right, it's like a super consistent combo, but that doesn't mean it's not a combo. It doesn't mean it's like, it's not actually controlling the board. Like, you do get nuked if I start dealing with all of your early characters, because, like, what are you doing? Because you're not questing now. Like, if I just Twin Fire mention on your little stuff, like, you're not actually doing anything. You only have...
Is Twin Fire broken for this meta?
But, like, this is an aggro combo deck. Where are its mid-range? Like, where's the control pieces? They're not actually anywhere. The Under the Sea is a combo card.
And
Della Under the Sea, that's the combo to win the game as quick as possible. Like,
I feel like it's a combo in the deck. I feel like the combo is turn 1, turn 2, Willow, turn 3, Tramp.
This sounds aggro.
The control portion of it is if they're playing the Chronicon. Because then you get to just quest, and then now you have to choose which pieces you need to control the board with.
No, I'd say it's just an aggro deck with thinking. Then.
I mean, I like your original descriptor of combo aggro.
It's an aggro combo deck.
Remember Diablo? Like, Diablo, turn 1. Let me look at your hand. Shift Diablo.
Yeah.
Like, that's a combo deck, but it wasn't necessarily an aggro deck. It was more like a combo control deck.
Yeah. That deck was more control-y because it had pieces to deal with stuff once you had, like, nothing. Like, this deck isn't playing You're Welcome or the Big Basil. it's only playing 1s and 2 drops, and a 5 drop that gets 1 drops, and a 7 drop that helps you find your combo piece, which is Under the Sea. So like, I don't know. This is an aggro deck. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I definitely think this is
Combo
Yeah,
a
aggro.
that's fair enough.
Combo aggro.
combo aggro deck. But like, you're
It,
telling
it,
me
it
Maybe
is
against
that.
Blurple, you're not
similar.
turning sideways?
I think it's an interesting deck because of the fact that it can be aggro. Because if you're going against blue, that Daisy is going sideways. It can be control-y in a way that if I'm in the mirror match, or if I'm going against like Amber Steel, I'm gonna dig for my Under the Sea play so that I can uh, counter your. It's basically like it wasn't finals dogs versus dogs, and it was
Yep.
like, okay,
Who
who
gets
can
their
get my
Mowgli
Under the
first?
Sea, Mowgli or Under the Sea, right? Like it was like okay, rock paper scissors. Do you have it? Do you not have it? Do
Yeah.
you have it?
It's just like, if you
Uh,
have the combo piece or I snipe the combo piece, like, that's who wins.
yeah. So, but it's also has that element of control where it could be with the Chromicons, where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna set this up, then I'm gonna start questing once I have my Chromicon.
I think I would disagree and say that's not control. Like, I get what you're getting at because you're
I think all right,
controlling
maybe
the
it's not
board.
control.
You're like, you have agency over
I
which of
think I
their
know what you're
characters are
saying.
on the
All
board.
right, not control, but I guess you're now established board.
Right. You are like controlling the board in a sense of like, you're bouncing their characters back, but like your main game plan is just like, I'm bouncing their characters back that stop me from turning sideways, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
You if you look at like a
Exceptions being like
comparison.
Hades.
Hmm, yeah, I was gonna
Go
say, if
ahead,
you
sorry.
look at it like a comparison between like when I was playing green yellow Under the Sea set 4, 5, and 6 meta, right?
Mhm.
Um, you go your 1 drop, hopefully it's Diablo, into Ursula or whatever you're discarding, Ariel, and like your turn 4 Under the Seeing in that deck, maybe, right?
Mhm.
You could, but then you do that, and I have 3 lore on board. Versus this deck, it's your turn 4 Under the Seeing still very consistently because you're drawing. You have the mulligan. You have draw 3 to 4 cards, discard the cards you don't need, and the next turn you can even do that again. If you miss, you can keep a big tramp off of that discard
Yep.
pile. Big tramp again, dig 4 to 5 cards, uh, same vein to find it.
Right. You look through so many cards
Um,
that it ends up
and then
being.
and then you do that, and like, oh, I have at least 5 lore on board, but more likely like 6 or 7 lore on board. Because you probably have a Daisy Duck, or you have the 1/2 lady that quests for 2 because you have a tramp out. So
Or
you
zombie
probably
Lelos.
have,
Where's,
or
yeah.
zombie Lilos in the discard, ready to come back the next turn for cheap because you have Willow in play still. It's like you have that essence where like, yeah, I can control the board at least once, but now I have lethal between a 2-turn period of time, 2 to 3 turns, and that is, I think, where it's hard to not call it control, because it's like the same clock of
Because
you,
like,
but
once your
the
board is
other,
gone,
like
I'm turning.
there's not enough time left to claw a game back. You're only at 4 to 5 ink. If you're against purple or blurple, you might be have them at 6 or 7 ink. Maybe they could spooky sight. Nobody's playing that because it's bad into every other matchup. It's even bad into this matchup because if they just keep a big lady and they go big lady and play back 2, 3 more 1-drops, then it's like, oh, I still lose the game. So,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just,
it's
yeah, it's a hard deck to define, and I think that's probably where its strength comes from, is that it's attacking from so many different angles. I think ultimately, to make it just an aggro deck, you have to get rid of the tramp. To make it
Yeah, I agree.
a combo, or to keep it a combo deck, I don't think you can get rid of the tramp. Or like combo and control, like I don't
Yeah,
know.
because the tramp is finding you all the pieces that you
And
want.
it's Singing Under the
Right.
Sea.
Yeah.
So I
Like
don't
the
know.
only other thing you could do is like you're playing the other tramp, so then it is more like an aggro deck where like you shift your tramp, and then now if you kill any of my pieces, I'm drawing cards to replay the aggro pieces, and that would maybe where it would be like, yeah, I'm fully in aggro list, and I'm just going to continue to play threat after threat after threat as you're killing them.
How closely were you guys following Ghent? I'm just curious because were there any Rockstar Stitch versions?
No,
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 they were all like the
not like
traditional.
the top
Maybe not
tables.
traditional,
Oh,
but
like with Lilo and Stitch types
Yeah,
of things.
towards the top of the
sort of,
tables,
yeah.
there were some Circle of Life lists
That I did see, yeah.
that you saw. Like they only made like top 32, top 16s. But nothing with like Rockstar Stitch where you're going, yeah, like Willow
Draw
draw
card, draw
card,
card, draw
Willow
card.
draw
Yeah,
card, Pudge draw card. That we were seeing like day one.
yeah.
Um,
I
that's
figured. So
just
it's like the inconsistent
too.
version, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a combo deck.
Well,
Yes.
it's a different combo deck, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
for sure.
Anyway, I think out of pettiness, I just wanted to have that conversation because I feel like it's an aggro combo deck, and I don't know that's
Validation.
yes. I needed to discuss. Thank you for my therapy session. But anyway,
Hey, we're here for you.
yeah, thank you.
I hope you're happy with your service.
Here's $100. I I think we can move into the main topic. So
Yeah,
we
we're
had
already getting into it a
yeah.
bit. So
So we had a DLC this weekend. Congratulations to Zan for taking that down on, who would have guessed, dogs. He said that he brought the deck because he wants Tramp to be banned. At least that's what I heard he said. And I think he just listened to the last podcast and heard us say that Tramp should be banned, and he was like, "These guys are pretty smart, actually." So then he decided to bring the deck because he agreed with us. Um, Turns out the deck is pretty good. There were, depending on if this graphic is correct or not, there were 14 dogs. So, but I also heard that it was 16 out of 32, so there were 14 in the top 32 or 16. Uh, dogs was not the most played deck, I believe. I'm not sure though.
nope. No, yeah, dogs made up like between day one, or first of all, I guess this is the largest DLC we've had.
16%.
4,000 players versus 2,000 players.
Oh
So
yeah,
just
this
in that
right.
regard, the decks that are making it to the top cut, we have to take a even finer like detail at it because we've played against more players to see these skewed results, right?
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, day one field was like 18% of like the Friday day one, and then Saturday one was, I want to say it was like
Okay.
16%,
Here,
15%, somewhere around there.
I'll go through it.
I don't know if you have the
I
exact
had
numbers.
the images and then I just forgot to pull them up. So day one, so this event was split into 2 days of like Swiss. They had a Friday and then a Saturday to split the amount of players. I feel like they did this before. So basically it wasn't like one top 32, it was two top 16s. And then they like ended up being a bracket into the top two. Um, but so for Friday, Purple Steel was the most played at almost 26%, which is a lot. And then we'll see that this deck did not perform fairly well. Then it was Blurple at 23%, and then Dogs all the way at 14.5. And then the next closest is Blue Green at 6.7%. and then right behind that is blue steel at 6.6. But basically, that's like 60% of the meta is purple steel, blurple, and dogs, which I feel like we all knew going into this event. It was just a matter of what order.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday, it was 24% purple steel. So purple steel was the most played deck at this event. 20% blurple, 18% dogs, and then another big drop off to blue green at 8%, and then amber amethyst at 6%. So purple steel, purple, dogs. Then dogs comes up on top and converts very well at this 14 or 16 dog decks in top 32. There was 2 purple yellows, 2 amber steels, 3 blue greens, 3 purple steels, a blue yellow, uh, wait, 1 purple green, 1 purple, 3 purple yellows. Yeah. Okay. So basically, dogs, 3 purple steels, which is insane. And then, so Friday's top 16 had 6 dogs and 6 blurples, but there were no blurples in Saturday's top 16 at all. But those 6 blurples were
Interesting.
the only blurples. So very weird, but dogs did extremely well at this event in particular. And I guess the first question I want to ask is, do we think this is actually how this should have played out, or were people still not respecting dogs enough at this event?
I think people, if you were watching the streams of like what the could makeup of people's decks were, I think people were respecting dogs for sure. It's just, is that even good enough to be able to allow you to win the game on a best of 3 is the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because if you're Blurple and you're playing 2 like wasabis maybe to combat the uh you know, the Chromacon being put out,
Mm-hmm.
but then you just get under the seed because you don't respect that portion, and you lose the game,
Yeah.
right? Or if you're purple steel and you're same thing, and you go, I got my 1 cost, 2 cost Cheshire Cat. I'm gonna play my Angel next turn to snipe the board and hopefully pull things back from it, and then you get under the seed. The amount of times I saw on stream where even if they got the Angel Cheshire Cat stuff out, where they're still able to go, okay, I got my big tramp out and I got like some 1 cost characters left. They can't Angel snipe them all in one.
Mm-hmm.
And they just go Dellas into Sing Under the Sea anyway, and then the purple steel loses.
Yeah.
I saw that quite a bit in the Swiss games. There was one game where it was literally like he top decks Dellas into plays Dellas, gets a Dellas off that, plays Dellas, gets a Under the Sea off that, sings it, and I'm like, oh my god, like
You're evil.
this evil player. So I think people, again, yeah, people are respecting it. It's just for the main meta decks like purple steel, blurple, um, blue steel, blue green, if you want to include those. Like, are they respecting it enough where like it matters? I think the deck that respects it the most is probably blue green, right? Because it's just like that's built to under the sea like as soon as
Yeah.
possible, right? But if they just get Mowgli'd at the wrong time, if you get Ursula at the wrong time, then even though you have that strategy built into your deck, it's just they have answers to counter it.
Right.
And then the decks that were like turbo, I hate dogs. There's your red yellows, your purple reds. Were those good enough to beat the other decks?
No.
No, no.
Yeah. So this is kind of what I wanted to bring up. Like the uh I saw some discourse online about like people not respecting the matchup enough. And I was like, well, I feel like Purple Steel is like barely good into dogs, or it should be, and then Purple Steel did kind of horrible, and its conversion
Yeah.
rate wasn't great. And then like I don't know, like people are putting in item hate, but if you put in item hate, you're also probably weaker into Under the Sea. Like if I play Benja, Benja just gets Under the Sea if they go that way. So
Yep.
I think like I think this deck is probably just like too strong to like I think basically what I'm saying is I think this was like how well dogs should have done, because I think
Yeah, I think so.
the you can play towards certain lines that they have, but you can't play towards all of them, and that's the strength of the deck. Ivan, what do you think? Do you think what this was like how well dogs should have done?
Um, it's hard to say because you have like some of the top players playing dogs, including Zan. Um, and that's already kind of an obstacle in and of itself, right? You have to play good players playing the optimal play
Best
lines.
deck in format
And
too.
yeah. Um, I had like the weirdest thought right now because I think it's wrong, but like what if you nerf, because if you nerf something like purple, it might
Yeah,
bring the
me and Elijah are
rise
both
of,
like,
I know, hear me out.
yeah.
So theoretically, against dogs, Ruby should be the check
I
for
see what you're
dogs,
saying.
right?
Hmm.
Like against Ruby, dogs is it's a hard matchup. Even purple steel, arguably, right? But one of the reasons why like Ruby in any of its forms kind of struggles, like, yeah, I got paired up into dogs. Oh no, Blurple. it's like it's like
Right.
they're gonna get knocked out by the Blurples, and the Blurples are just so strong, or I guess even the Amethyst steel decks are so strong that it's not allowing for that counterplay, right? The rock paper scissors isn't there. The rock is too nerfed right now, so now you have scissors and paper fighting it out. Um, which is it's a weird thought that came to me that to help with the dog problem, you actually want to nerf something else in the meta, so that way that third thing that checks. And this is also kind of tied to my opinion about Tramp as far as banning Tramp. I don't. It's hard to say because I would rather play against dogs than play against green blue. Like like I'm okay going against dogs, especially if I can be teched for it. But the problem with being teched for it or playing a deck that's good into dogs is I'm going to get knocked out by the Blurple that's more consistent than me. If I'm on Blurple and I'm going against another Blurple in the mirror match, my Wasabis aren't doing too
Anything.
much, right?
Unless
At
it's
least
like
it's
Woodchuck's Phantom.
evasive and I can draw with Dumbo. You know, it's got its little synergies there. Shout out to me for remembering Wasabi's name, by the way.
How about Ivan?
But yeah, like I would rather play into dogs than play into
Blue
a
green.
hardcore aggro deck than blue green.
Oh
Where
wait, those are two different things. Hardcore
sorry,
aggro and
well
blue
no no
green.
no. My thing against hardcore aggro is like they're just hoping to draw into, you know,
Yeah.
let me get my daisies out or let me just rush the board, which is why dogs isn't necessarily an aggro deck. Like it can be for sure. Um but like there's no checks and balances. I want to be able to run Headless Horseman, but Headless Horseman is like kind of a dead card sometimes. So I think that's where the game needs to improve is like the Ruby cards do exist. Like Headless Horseman, awesome. Grab your bow, awesome. Um,
But they're all uninkable.
Marching off to battle,
Ah.
awesome.
Oh,
These are relatively good cards. These are relatively good cards.
yeah.
It's just that because other things are so strong right now, Ruby just doesn't have quite that much. Like I can beat a dog's deck with a Ruby deck, whether it's Ruby Steel or Ruby Blue. It's just I'm gonna get my teeth knocked in by every other deck.
Yeah.
It's like it's just too weak in every other matchup.
I think
So like right now saying let's ban Tramp, I feel bad because right now there should be a course correction. There should be the correction of let's see more Ruby players. Except that might not happen. And that's
so.
probably not going to
So
happen.
That's fair enough.
you bring up a good point where, so like if you're, but basically when you're looking at a meta, you kind of want to go like, okay, do I beat the best deck in format? Like, do I beat the deck that I think I'm going to see the most? And if you play a dog, or if you play a deck that is good into dogs, right now you're currently losing to like the rest of the field, and that's not a deck that you really want to bring to an event. So
Mhm.
like, and that's why Ruby isn't doing well. So I see what you're saying. Like our best
Like
options.
Ruby Amethyst existed.
Yeah.
Like it was like one or two up there, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you look at the like the day two conversions for each event, and you look at just Ruby decks in general, like Ruby pairings, you see for the day two on the for the Friday day two, there's like on the left hand side, we got one little bit of Ruby purple,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, is that the one that like saw the most like dog matchups that just won and like squeaked by that way, or did like what was it, the matchup spread? But you're like, yeah, that deck that's clearly trying to go after dogs. One or two of them made day two, and then same thing for Saturday day two. There was no other Ruby decks except for a couple people on Ruby Amber, which again, Turbo Dog hates.
Yeah.
There is some stuff in that deck for grindier, longer matchups for sure, against like purple specifically. I don't know how it fares into blue green or like blue yellow, like full on control matchups.
Yeah.
But I'll talk about that because I've been actually playing that list a little bit, testing it out. But there maybe our legs to stand on where like that could face not just dogs to make it to top 32, top 64, or however the breakdown was. But it's like, yeah, those are the only Ruby decks that made day two in general. Like
Few
all the
and
other
far
ones,
between.
I mean, red green. Obviously, we don't think that was make a day two. Red steel, we don't think that was make a day two. So I guess the only real options were red purple, red yellow, right?
And possibly red blue.
Maybe red blue, yeah, but
Yeah. It
No one figured out the red blue formula quite yet.
it's power line.
no, it's Powerline.
It's power line.
It might be, and then you get
The
smacked by Mowgli's.
like I said,
Yeah.
the Wreck-It Ralph is honestly kind of. I mean, I know we're joking about
It's not
Wreck-It
the
Ralph,
best,
basically the
but
whole
it's
format, but yeah, I mean, if you look at
playable.
Wreck-It Ralph into a Blurple matchup, uh, everything except for Demona is basically 3 strength. So if you drop your Wreck-It Ralph and you kill it right away with Lonely Grave, it's a board wipe against Blurple.
I think
Kinda.
It also board wipes aggro.
it brings
Like
up though that like these cards aren't strong enough to hold up against dogs, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's
Can I talk about one
yeah,
quick graphic?
yeah.
The bottom 5 win rates. So
Yeah.
we'll go Friday. Ruby Amber,
Uh-huh.
Ruby Emerald,
Uh-huh.
Ruby Sapphire,
Uh-huh.
Ruby Steel, Emerald Steel, all tied at 0% win rate.
Yes.
0%. Saturday, the bottom 5 colors: Ruby Amber, Ruby Emerald, Ruby Sapphire, Ruby Steel, and Emerald Steel, all tied at 0%. Quite literally, the only decks that were doing anything was Ruby Amethyst. And that's because Amethyst is the strongest color in the
A
format
pair, right.
to pair with, arguably. But
because
And we had this discussion on
it
another
has the
podcast, but
tapping,
like,
it has the other stuff to move things around.
Yeah.
and we've had the discussion like, I'm playing Ruby Amethyst. Wait a minute, why am I playing Ruby?
Wait,
What's the
why?
Ruby portion of this deck? Which arguably is like 3 cards.
Right.
Diablo, 2-drop, so I can
Which
put
could be
pressure on the
Scourge,
board.
right?
Yeah. Headless Horseman, so like have some removal, and like a 3rd card,
Mother
one
Gothel.
more Ruby card, just something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, not Mother Gothel.
Fleshy.
I think so. Really, Red just needs to get better. Tramp
Red needs
doesn't
to
need to
get
get
better.
banned. Yes, he does. But Tramp doesn't need to get banned. We just need Red to get better. I think the other issue, like all of these Red cards are uninkable. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Where's the flexibility?
it limits the play for
I
you.
Do you
think
want double brawl to be inkable and flexible? Is that what you
yes.
want?
Yes, actually. It would
You
be
want
good.
singable double brawl to be inkable? It would be good.
I
Finally.
think Grab Your Bow should have been a 4, not a 5.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd
I
agree
don't
with
know
that.
about
4-drop
that.
uninkable.
Then
Yeah, because
How
then
far I'll go.
Cindy can sing it.
then your little 2-cost power line or your 2-cost Amber Vanessa is double brawling on turn 3. Like
This
that's
makes sense
disgusting.
though. That's good.
But that only works against aggro,
Aggro.
and there's your check.
That makes sense. Or if they go Genie Elsa.
You know what that doesn't against? Other blue-red decks.
So it's got to be inkable. 4-drop inkable. Grab your pro.
Cheshire Cat, no.
Or
No,
drop
5.
inkable.
It doesn't do a lot against purple
5-drop
steel.
inkable, or 4-drop
4-drop uninkable.
uninkable.
I think another thing.
5-drop uninkable hurts.
Yes, it does. Same thing with Headless Horseman. 5-drop uninkable hurts. Wreck-It Ralph. 7-drop uninkable hurts. Like
Headless Horseman, if he had one more willpower, because he gets taken out. Guess what he gets taken out? Of course, Amethyst, Elsa, Cheshire Cat,
Elsa
like
survives.
the 2 main cards.
Yeah,
but
your first one gets Elsa'd and tapped and destroyed, and then you horseman something, and then Cheshire Cat moves 2 damage over to it again, kills it again, and it's just like,
Basically,
no, not like this.
feels bad.
Okay, so we've broken it down into dogs at the top, red at the bottom. There's a good amount in between though, and like I wanted to point out that I thought maybe we'd have more than one blue yellow in top 32. Cuz blue yellow seemed very pushed. But
Blue
it's
yellow
Sure.
kicks other blue deck at butt.
Right.
Like it's so good at controlling the board and putting big guys out, and it has the board wipe.
But it can't do
Right.
anything against dogs, right?
But yeah,
Oh,
dogs
yeah,
is like
your only hope into dogs is like Cindy into Spooky Sight, and that still doesn't win you the game.
Cindy into
So,
Spooky Sight into Raging Storm. Like, oh
Yeah.
my. That seems awful.
and that's an awful play line if I'm being honest. So.
Yes, it's so
no,
bad.
yeah, it absolutely is.
I don't like having to be forced into a spooky sight scenario.
Spooky Sight is actually so bad.
It really is. I mean, against Purple Steel, like, oh yeah, thank you for all the ink.
Oh my
Now
god,
I'm
I
gonna
love when
Demona
Spooky Sight
and
is
spill
bad.
my hand.
Yeah.
Against dogs, same thing. It's like, okay, you've literally filled me up for my lady play because I'm already tramp. Yeah, thank you, Elijah.
Sorry. I'm in my shirt, I'm sorry.
But yeah, you sustained the inkwell for all the cards I have in my discard for my ladies to get them all back. It's like it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Sustain the
Against
Inkwell was a good
specifically
word,
like sustain the inkwell. The only deck it's like good against is like something like that. It's turbo. Just I'm full aggro. That's it. I'm dumping my hand. There's nothing left after this. That's it. So purple, yellow, amber, steel, full aggro. Hopefully they don't draw dock.
Yeah.
That's,
So blue yellow is one I just wanted to shout out. Like, this is kind of a deck I would like to attempt, but I just know it can't hold up against a good chunk of the meta. And then the other thing, like, I've been saying I don't like where Purple Steel's at. And, like, we can say it has a good dogs matchup, and sure, it has a 60-40 dogs matchup, kind of. Sure. If I get Angel Cheshire and you don't get some Della Della under the sea. But this is my belief about this deck. You have an okay matchup into dogs. You have a really good matchup into Amber Steel, but that's like very down there. No offense, Sarah. Your Blurple matchup is bad. Is like really bad. Your blue-green matchup is really bad.
Atrocious, yeah.
So, and then your dogs matchup is not good enough to justify having bad matchups into the other two top decks. I think we see that too. Like
You said it's bad into what?
Blurple
Green,
and green blue.
green. I would argue that the Blurple matchup isn't as bad as it used to be. It used to be
No, it's
bad.
bad.
Now it's not as
It's
bad.
still bad. I'd say it's still bad.
Introduction of like Let It Go just being on like another removal option makes it pretty tough for
If they're
Purple
playing
Steel.
Jamonas too, you're cooked.
Yeah.
It's so bad. From the Purple Steel player, I don't want to see any of the top 3 decks because none of them feel like auto wins, and some of them feel like I'm just gonna lose 70% of the time. So I see why that doesn't do well. I think if the dogs matchup was better, you could justify playing the deck because, like, if you rolled dogs, but then you were like okay into Blurple and then really bad into blue green, I think that's a fine spot to be in, and you could justify the deck more. I just think the other matchups the deck has are not good enough to justify having a rough matchup into the top deck in format.
Do you know what would fix the matchup entirely for all the spreads? The Steel 2-cost song that says no items or actions can be played. Then you cover Chromacon and Under the Sea and Let It Go and Into the Unknown all at the same time, and then you don't have to worry about it. That's your matchup fix, and nobody's playing that card.
And
I can't wait for you to draw that after they already under the
right,
siege you.
how do I advance my game at all?
Oh no! Well, have
So,
you tried, drawing things in the right order?
and like,
But like, yeah, like that kind of thought mentality is like, do I have to play atrocious cards like this to like
right,
you probably have to play Pete to make blue green a possible matchup, right? But then that does
yeah.
nothing against
And it's
dogs
not that,
realistically.
it's like okay against blue green and probably moves the needle like 5 to 10%.
I
Uh,
yeah, I kind of yeah, I guess
I
and
w-
then percentage wise is
if
fine.
blue
But
green is popular, I will play Pete. It's good enough that I will play it. Benja is so trash. Like that card makes if I want to make my dog's matchup worse or better, sorry, I would never want to make it worse. The Benja actually makes my other matchups way worse, and once again, not good enough to justify actually putting it in the deck. I
mhm.
think. I don't know. Dogs is
Yeah,
in this weird spot where it's like clearly very strong, but the like direct counters are not good enough against the rest of the field, which is so weird. Hmm. Where to go
Hmm.
next?
Give Ruby more
Blue
power.
board.
but
Okay.
yeah, no, like
Which is
yeah,
crazy. It's not going to take a
when you're
lot for
seeing
Ruby to
the
take off.
Mm-mm.
what do you think pushes Ruby over then? Because like,
They need to
is it
stop being
just
scared of printing good Ruby cards, I think. I think they've been scared since rotation.
They have good Ruby
You,
cards. It's
you
just they're
got
not
Liquidator.
good
You're good.
enough. They're not flexible enough. They made them uninkable, basically.
Right, that's what I mean. They're too scared.
Liquidator's not good enough.
No. I think
It's
that
Cheshire Cat.
they're
Surely he's good.
too scared to make these good tech cards inkable, which hurts them a lot because tech cards
Which is
should
funny
be
because
inkable.
they keep making blue and purple so strong.
And it's crazy how many blue cards are inkable when they're one of the only colors that can ink uninkables.
Uninkable cards. Yeah.
Boost.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I would like to see dogs go in a different direction. I think it's too strong where it is. And if we have to wait till next set to get good Ruby cards, I think something happens now to dogs, please.
There's no more events.
They're set champs though. I mean, like our set
But
champs is going to be
are they
Set
so
champs are
weird.
almost set champs are almost at just a local tournament at this point.
Well, sure.
I think, yeah, but I don't think that means you should not ban something. Okay,
Yeah.
that brings up
That's a good point. Like, yeah, should there be a ban just for the last like 3 weeks of
yes.
this meta, even though all the big tournaments are already set? There might be like invitationals still out there. I don't know if there's CCQs for the rest of the portion
There
of the
are.
season. Yeah. So then is
But most of those
a
are
ban?
Infinity, I think.
Yeah, because they're all in preparation
Now we gotta
for
think about
the next
Infinity
DLC.
format.
I don't want to think about Infinity. Are
Ugh.
you kidding me? We can talk about that at a different podcast.
That's the next podcast.
Okay, that's a good
Prepping
question
for
though.
Infinity.
If and I'll go first answering this, but if there was only set champs left, should there be a ban? I think so. I don't want some tryhard to show up. This would be me, with dogs,
It's actually all three of us.
and just win the whole thing because they brought the best deck in format, and then people were trying to like play like semi good stuff, but they were not prepared to get like rolled by dogs. Which
I'm
like best deck
convinced
in
if someone came with
format.
dogs, I think if someone came with dogs to our locals, they would be disappointed.
Why?
You think so? Like, oh, I
Just
won with this.
Oh, I
no,
That'll
went
make Chris
3-0.
sad.
Oh, I went 3-0.
they'd be disappointed because like, wait, why am I not winning? Why is everyone here running Headless Horseman and grab your bow times 2? Why are there so many blue red picks?
No, well, to be fair, one of the
The
3 blue-red decks would be gone because I would be the one playing dogs.
Yeah.
So,
But do you know
which
what I mean? Like someone would show up to our set champs with dogs and be like, "Wait a minute,
I don't think we
why
have
is
enough
there
hate.
this Twin Fire deck over here?
Yeah, Rocky.
Why is there so many
Twin
purple
Fire Magic.
steel things?
valid
Why is this
point,
guy still
but
on green blue?
Yo,
I don't know.
the
I
only
think this
person
just
that
be
plays purple steel in our area right now is me.
and
yeah, I'm
Rocky.
surprised Rocky hasn't got
Rocky's
back
been
onto
playing like
it.
red
But
green. But like
he better not be. I'm gonna
we have
have to punish him.
blurples, yellow purple, green purple, and then like all of us play whack. Like I don't even know. But I do think just showing up with dogs, if you know your lines, that's like best bet to a set champ, just because like very clearly it's the best deck in format, and if nothing changes, I think 100% you just take best deck in format to your set champ to do well. If you ban something before set champs, maybe more people will like want to go because they'll be like, "Ooh, something changed. Now maybe my deck is like good. I don't have to
Yeah.
play against this
I'm
horrible
gonna
matchup."
do a quick shout out to Teresa, who won Monday 3-0 with dogs, no tramp.
No big tramp.
No big tramp.
With
She
Mulan.
ran Mulan dogs. So shout out to her
Yeah,
for
she did.
going 3-0.
So the deck is still good
Also,
if you ban
Question for
Tramp,
6. Sure is.
but it's maybe
We
a little
we
more
knew it would
targetable.
be.
Yeah,
It's just you can't be as combo
you're just aggro,
oriented. You're just aggro, yeah.
which is
Which
fine.
is still a good strategy.
And it's more targetable that way, which is good. But yeah, shout out Teresa.
Honestly, I think just with you could still have like a very uninkable heavy like dogs list because just with like things like Bobby,
Yeah.
like oh I Bobby turn 1 so I get rid of my third Chromicon in hand and I'm fine now, and then you go Willow, play your next Bobby, get rid of another uninkable card you don't want, and then now you get just aggro from there. Like that's still good,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Not Nani is still great, crazy for that deck.
Yeah, I
Without
love that
Tramp.
upgrade. Yeah, I think it's still a good deck if you take away Tramp. It's just more targetable and it's probably healthier for set champs.
Are
Ivan?
there any? Oh,
No,
sorry,
no,
go
no.
ahead.
You go. It looks like Ivan wanted to say something, but I don't know.
I was gonna say
no, we already had our conversation about banning stuff.
Yeah, true.
Sure did. Are there any other like prizes from Ghent that you guys wanted to talk about? I mean, I know it's not really a surprise that dogs won. I was surprised to see like the percentages, like how crazy that was. Where it's like, oh yeah, 15%, and then day 2 is like, oh, we have a 23% conversion, and then it's like, oh, top 64 is 30%, and then top 16 is 50%, and then top 8 is 75% dogs. Like that was crazy to see. But is there anything else that like you guys were surprised by, happy to see, cool like tech card inclusions?
Um,
I was surprised
I
by
know
the
I know
lack
what
of
I want. I know
steel
what I want to
topping.
talk about, which is why I asked. But
so why don't you go? Because the only thing I have is I'm just surprised that Purple Steel did as poorly as it did, but
that is a pretty
I'm
surprise.
also validated because I don't think the deck is that good right now. So why don't you go?
That Saturday day 2 with like no blurples in
Very
like the top.
odd.
That is very. I mean, I know there was like a lot of really good players in that day 2, right? And a lot of them, like a lot of that top percentage is dogs, but still, uh, I was a fan of some of the red yellow lists I was seeing on stream. Not all of them, because there was one match where I was watching this guy play in Swiss. He was like 5-1 or something at the time. His deck was so uninkable. I was like, how is this even possible to be played? His first like 4 turns was Scrooge, the one that's boost to like get health and strength. And the next turn it was Scrooge, and then boost the first Scrooge. And then the next turn it was Willow into boost. And I was like, there's got to be like 24 to 25 uninkables in this guy's list. I was like, how is Willow even helping you if you're raging storming? Like, what is happening? But he was 5-1, and then there was the list that actually made like some of the lists that actually made day 2. It's Lucas K. I forget what the last name is, Kalpa, something like that.
That
Where it
sounds
was so it was entirely boost focused red yellow list where there's no grab your bows or anything like that, which I thought was surprising. I was like, if there's
that
gonna be a
is.
red yellow, I thought it's gonna be like the singer with like the like singer fives, like to sing grab your bow, or the Sarabi tap for headless horseman or Sisu shenanigans. So there was none of that. It was boost cards like Scrooge McDuck and the 3-cost Reckless Aladdin that's a 4/4. One of Negaduck that's a 4/2. Like all these like just big strength characters that they can't be Cheshire Catted early because all the characters that would run into them just die. So they have to wait till turn 5 for Elsa. So that's like the purple early game protection. But also it's just nothing can quest early because it's just going to die straight up from the trading. And it's just the idea is just you're stalling long enough till you get to Raging Storm, and then hopefully, stalling the game from there. So it's playing things like Webby's Diary as like the draw engine. So you're boosting a Scrooge to get health, and then you're paying 1 to draw a card, and you're doing that for every boost character you have in play. And that's how you're sustaining the cards in hand, which is odd. I never would have thought of that myself because I said that card was bad. You're paying. Well, because the only reason it really works in this list is because everything in the list is a boost 1. So
Right.
you're basically pay 2, draw 1. Yeah. While increasing the strength of your Scrooge or setting up your Singer Ariel to be able to draw a card on a song. So it's interesting. I've said there's no way this deck is easy or like good into like other matchups, but I've been playing it the last 2 days. I hated it at first, but that's because I didn't know how to play. And then you learn how to play the deck, and you're like, oh, I understand now. If something clicks.
That's
I've been playing against like Blurple lists. It's grindy, but you can make it work. Just the Raging Storms help in that matchup, and you're able to reset the board eventually. It's pretty cool. That was my big surprise. I've been tweaking the list and trying to make some changes my own, but we'll see. I don't know if that'll be the red yellow I finally settle with, but I'm going to bring it tomorrow and see how it performs against other jank. But it's interesting. I really liked the.
I never bring jank.
As a cook, I appreciate the cook on this one. It is pretty cool.
This recipe's nice.
Shout out.
This red yellow is tasty. But yeah, that was the most surprising deck for me that I saw played. And it was a color combo I wanted to see and wanted to make. So two DLCs in a row. Somebody shows up with the color combo I want to do and does well with it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It did not make top 32 though, right?
It made day 2, and it got close to top 64, I think. Or top 64 of like that field's day 2. I don't think it made top 128. I guess that's the terminology,
whatever
ranking we're going with. But because I didn't see like his final standings.
Gotcha.
But
it
was doing good.
I think it's just like a thing to point out that nothing like super crazy popped up at this event. I don't think there's enough room for something to pop up right now. But if something does pop up, it'll be at Set Champs, I guess. Maybe
sure.
There'll be an event. We're all playing jank at Set Champs.
Even if Dogs is the number 1 deck in the format, you bring it to Set Champs, you're getting owned. Just don't do it, guys.
You should bring
right now.
You should bring Dogs.
And you can quote me on this. Dogs will not win their local Set Champs.
Because nobody will bring it.
Oh, absolutely not.
Nobody
has the reps on it anyway. The only person who has the reps on it is like Chris and like Will, who is not.
And I have not seen either
anymore.
of them around.
Yeah, Will's not playing, and Chris is not playing Dogs. He wants to play Blue Steel.
Which
don't let Chris. I'm gonna eat Chris's tramps, so he can't play it, and he'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll borrow his deck tomorrow and just play Dogs, just to see. And then we'll see if you're
play
right.
Dogs, and I'll play my red yellow, and then you'll cry about it.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah, maybe next week on the podcast I'll be like, I played Dogs. This deck is broken. I just also don't want reps on this deck if they're gonna ban something. But I don't know. I don't want to play this deck anyway. Okay.
I don't have time to get reps on Dogs. I'm going away for a week and a half, and then back to Set Champs, and then we're good. No time.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Before we keep just like rambling, I don't know. Not a super crazy week. We had the one event to talk about. Again, shout out to Zan for winning that. And we kind of like everything that like I would be bringing up this week, we brought up last week. We like preemptively talked about this with our bands and everything.
But you talked about it, and then your predictions or like came to fruition. Like
Yeah, I hope.
this card should be banned, and here's the proof now.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, we have something exciting to talk about next week. Maybe there will be a ban list. Maybe maybe my power line will actually work, and I'll make a deck tech. But anyway, yeah, I gotta. It's late. I gotta get ready for work tomorrow. Bye.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
See you next time.